If you're advertising on LinkedIn using a number of different campaign objectives and ad formats, you're eligible to extend your placements beyond just LinkedIn into the LinkedIn Audience Network. These are a series of sites and apps that LinkedIn has partnered with so that they can show your ads in space on those websites to still reach your target audience and effectively just give you wider reach. Now, some of those sites might be great, fine, not a problem with them. But just like some of the Facebook extended networks and the Google Display Network, there's bound to be something on there that you just don't want your ads to show up on. Luckily, we have some options for that. LinkedIn does allow you to use block lists to prevent your ads from showing on certain sites. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can proactively and or reactively review the placements in the LinkedIn Audience Network and decide which ones you want in a block list. We're going to get started in our Paid Media Pros placeholder account because this is going to be the easiest option to walk through without having to blur anything out just yet. The first thing we need to do is navigate to brand safety within the LinkedIn Ads platform. So to do that, I'm going to come over to the plan section of the menu over here on the left, open that up, and I'm going to click brand safety. And this is pretty much where we're going to live for the majority of this video, other than hopping into Excel a couple times. Unlike other platforms, the only thing you can do for brand safety on LinkedIn is going to be these publisher lists. There's no content type or category or any sort of filters like that. It's all down to just the publisher list. And as I mentioned in the intro, we can create a block list either in a reactive or a proactive way. Let's start with the proactive approach. Just like on Facebook, we can come over to this Download Publisher List button, click this, and we'll be able to download all of the placements that live on the LinkedIn Audience Network. There are going to be two different lists. First is going to be web and mobile apps. Let's take a look at that real quick. And that's going to look like this. We've got the publisher URL. Then in the next column, we have the publisher name. We then have the publisher type in the third column. And the IAB category is going to be all the way to the right in the fourth column. Now, if we were to go back and download the connected TV list, it's going to look pretty similar. But there is a little bit of a change because we have this bundle ID followed by the publisher name, then platform URL, then the IAB categories. As far as I can tell at this point in time, we don't really need the bundle ID necessarily because we can utilize the platform URL for any of our block list uses. So at this point, the biggest thing I want to talk about is how you would decide which of these placements you want to exclude from your campaigns. Now, you might already have some ideas in mind of what you want to exclude, and you can start to scroll through these. But as you can see here, just for the CTV list, we have 1,455 placements. And if we go to the web and mobile app section, and we scroll all the way to the bottom, same way, we have 964 placements to go through. All told, that's about 2,500 placements. That's a little too much for me to look at manually. Instead, the way I like to use these is actually to set up a filter, like we can see here, and then either on the publisher name category or IAB category, I like to just search for things that I think I want excluded. So here, I would just unselect all of them. One category people don't want to show up next to is news. So if I just search for news, now you can see here, we have an entire list of just placements that are focused on the news category, whether it's news, international news. If we have sports down here, personal finance and financial news is down here. Whatever makes the most sense for you to filter this list, you can try to find different categories that you should exclude at a high level. Another one could be games. There are tons of different game apps on here, whether it's coloring by number, if you want to play solitaire or logic puzzles, Sudoku, whatever it is. If you don't want your ads to show up next to games, you don't have to scroll through all nearly 1,000 placements. You can simply just filter by the categories that we already have available and find the list that we want. Now that's the proactive way to look for placements that we want to have applied as a block list, meaning that we won't show up on them. But if you're not looking for categories as a whole and you really just want to exclude either a few specific placements or you've seen your ads or maybe your client has seen their ads showing up on certain websites that you don't want added, you can take the more reactive approach. So let's go back into LinkedIn ads. And now I'm going to switch to a live client account because we don't actually run ads through the Paid Media Pros account. And to see some actual placements, need to be in a live account. So let's go there real quick. Okay, now that we're here, rather than downloading the publisher lists, I'm actually going to come up to this second tab up here that says Publisher Delivery Reports. Now we can't see the actual placements in the interface. So instead, what we need to do is either download one report at a time, where you can download here, or you can come and check the box next to a few different months and then head up to download, and you can download any of the data that you got here. Unfortunately, we do not see connected TV data for these, but that's just because we're not actually running on the connected TV placement. So if I want to go ahead and download this just 1 month report, I'll go ahead and click this, and that'll give me a report that looks like this. We have the publisher name, platform URL, publisher type, IAB categories, just like the web and app placement list we already looked at before. But now we have 2 additional columns, first date served and last date served. We do not get any other metrics on how our ads performed on these placements. We don't get impression data, click data, conversions, none of it. We only get to know the first date it was used and the last date it was used. So this first row really only showed on August 12th, but the second one showed up from the 1st to the 3rd. And even though I don't see one on the screen right now, there are plenty of times where a first date served will be August 1st. Last date served is August 31st, meaning that it showed potentially every day that month on that placement. Now, all of this comes down to where your target audience spends time. Remember, LinkedIn will only show your ads to your target audience. It won't extend beyond that unless you tell it to. And these placements are simply where it's been able to find your target audience and serve them an ad. So even though your product or service might not be personal finance, if your audience spends lots of time looking into personal finance, they might show up on lots of sites like investing.com. Just remember that none of the placements or apps in this list are nefariously getting in front of your audience and taking your money. This is where your audience is. So unless those placements just really aren't a good fit brand safety wise, or you don't want your ads showing up next to them, might not be a bad idea to be a little bit more lenient on these placements and let a few more of them through, even if it doesn't seem ideal. Like I said, unfortunately, we don't get any performance data on any of these individual placements, so we won't know what works well and what doesn't. Kind of just need to use your gut on that. Worst case scenario, you can always navigate specifically to these websites. Like you could go to investing.com and check it out. Or if you really want to, you can go and try to find these individual games in the Google Play Store and just check it out, see if it seems like a legit site, if there's any issues there, and then decide whether to add them to a block list or just let your ads show on them in the future. But let's say we've decided that we want to exclude these first few placements within this list. I don't actually want to do that, but we're just using it as an example. So to do that, I'm just going to go ahead and copy them so we can use it later. And then let's head back into LinkedIn real quick. If we go back to the publisher list page, which is the main brand safety page, you'll remember, we can then go to upload list. And here we have the option to upload a block list or an allow list. So an allow list is effectively just the opposite of a block list. Rather than saying you don't want to show up on these sites, you're only uploading a list of sites that you want to show up on. Let's go ahead and download a sample template real quick. And that will look like this. As you can see, there's no real need for a header or anything like that. We just need to paste all of the URLs that we have here. We would then save it and navigate into selecting a file. And I'm not going to actually do this because I'm not going to upload it, but you would just select a file from your computer, upload it, and it will show up in the new page that we have here. Once you've uploaded your block list, it will apply to your entire account. That's the last thing that I want to talk about today. Another difference between LinkedIn and any other platform is that you cannot have a block list at a campaign level or a campaign group level. It has to be at the account level. So anytime you upload a block list to a LinkedIn account, none of your campaigns will show up on those placements. So make sure that you really want to exclude any of the individual placements that you're adding into that block list, because there's no more precision targeting that we have available. It's only going to apply at the account level. Overall, these block lists are pretty simple. As we talked about, you can either take the proactive approach by downloading the publisher lists, or the reactive approach and downloading your delivery reports and finding what URLs you want to upload into your block list to prevent your LinkedIn ads from showing on them. If you've got any additional questions about brand safety and block lists on LinkedIn or anything else on the LinkedIn platform, let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching our video. We really appreciate it. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up below. If you really liked it, maybe think about subscribing to the Paid Media Pros YouTube channel and you'll get alerted every time a new video drops.
If you really liked it, you can help support the channel by checking out some of the t-shirts that we're wearing on our merch shelf, as well as looking at the Super Thanks button.